Hi, Scott Wilkinson here, editor of AVSforum.com and host of the Home Theater Geeks podcast. I'm talking with Phil Jones, product technology manager at Sony Electronics, and your specialty is TVs, right?
Yes, TVs, projection, and also a little bit of audio as well.
So you were here at the conference that we had this morning, and certainly Sony is at the forefront of TV display technology. In fact, Sony is the only company I know of that actually makes 4K projectors for the consumer marketplace.
Yes, the whole thing about 4K is people, when they think about it, they think about just flat panels. But there's a lot of other options that can be provided, whether we have short throw laser projectors at 50,000. We have traditional 4K front projection starting at under 10. So flat panels, projection, we even have audio equipment to ensure that you can get the best surround sound from your 4K sources. All of it is necessary in order to have a great 4K experience.
I always loved the Sony slogan, from lens to living room. Sony is involved in every stage of production, distribution, and reproduction in the end user's home or in the theaters. And I just think that conveys a great sense of authority in the entire process of bringing entertainment home.
Exactly. Our goal is to provide customers with the best picture quality they can have at home. And being able to understand all aspects of it, it makes it easier for us to look at what's going to realistically be provided to customers and make sure that we maximize that performance, whether it's streaming 4K, whether it's personally shot 4K, or whether it's the upcoming 4K Blu-ray. You can be sure that you're going to get a great picture on a Sony.
And great sound as well. Sony's very committed to high-resolution audio, which is another thing that was talked about in another panel this morning.
Yes, a lot of times for the past few years, people have been almost viewing video and audio as kind of a commodity like milk. But there is better. And things like 4K, high dynamic range, wider color, and high res shows you that you can have the convenience of a downloaded music file, but you can also have the performance. There is something better.
And Sony makes cameras, of course, that capture high dynamic range and wide color and all that stuff. And so as, again, lens to living room. What are the current crop of Sony TVs? Do they have high dynamic range currently, or is that going to be added in a firmware update?
Well, a lot of times the TVs have had the wider color gamut and the brightness capabilities. It's just that there was you could shoot it and the TV could display it, but there was no way of getting it from point A to point B. That is finally being worked out, so consumers will be able to watch HDR by Netflix or some other services by the end of the year. And we have two models, the X930C and the X940C that will be updated to HDR once HDR content becomes available. But the physical construction of that TV is already there, it's just waiting for the instructions.
Yeah, that's the key. We've had capture for a while, capture capability of HDR, wide color gamut, and so on. And Sony, certainly among others, has had the capability of displaying it on your displays. But my concern is getting the content from the camera to the TV with that information intact. Up till now, it's had to been sort of throttled down to Blu-ray. It's amazing to think that Blu-ray is a limitation, right? It used to be so cool, and wow, that's so great. But it's the 709 color space. It's the 100 nit peak brightness. Sony TVs can go way beyond that, and now finally, hopefully, there will be some content that will take advantage of that in a true and authentic manner.
Exactly. The whole goal is to recreate reality, and also let you see exactly what that director intended. Right now, directors have to compromise what you see in the shadows to make sure what you see in the bright areas are there. Now they don't have to, and they can actually, and now they can tell their story better, and you get to see that story exactly the way they wanted you to see it.
Well, it's a very bright future, I think, and Sony's right in the thick of it, so I thank you so much for talking with us.
It was a pleasure. Take care.